We are going to take a few minutes to see some clips that will indicate how the continuation of the course in cartoon film, cartoon episodes, and some Dilshan has selected some head space. This is another way of presenting mindfulness. You may take your comfortable seat and first we will look into the clips. Okay, thank you. So now we are going to listen some of the articles written on Glad Game. I am very happy because you have done a lot of homework and very involved. So I would like to invite Nanduni, 13 years, and she has written. I would like to ask her to present this, her Glad Game experience.
The Glad Game is from the movie book Pollyanna. In the story, Pollyanna changes the lives of everyone in the village with one simple game, the Glad Game. To play the Glad Game, whenever something bad happens, you have to find a reason to be glad. One of the scenarios that happened to Pollyanna was that a fair came to town, but it rained so no one could go. The reason to be glad about this was that the next time the fair came, people will enjoy it twice as much because they missed the first time. I have actually watched Pollyanna before, but I never thought about applying the Glad Game to my everyday life until I came to the sessions. Now I will try to use the Glad Game whenever something bad happens. For example, I might not get my school books until a few days after school starts, but I can be glad that I won't have to carry around those heavy books for the first few days. Playing the Glad Game reduces anger, frustration, sadness and disappointment, and instead it makes me happy, calm and relaxed.
Okay, we'll give her number 1, and then I am presenting 3 people and would like to select Pollyanna. Who is the Pollyanna? Now you are the first number 1 in the contest. So second person is, I am inviting Svinita or Swita Samarasinghe, still 13 years old. What is the name? Sweta. He will also present his idea about the grasping of Glad Game.
The Glad Game is a game that makes you keep a happy mindset. It teaches you to always find the good side in everything. If something that you don't like happens or something bad happens, the Glad Game teaches you to be glad about some part of it. It helps you to be optimistic even when the odds are against you. When you are happy, your brain functions better and helps you to do things like schoolwork and sports. The Glad Game was made to help you be optimistic and is scientifically proven that it helps you to do better in all aspects of your work. In my experience, the Glad Game is very helpful at keeping your spirits up. 2 days ago, my dad had to go to Sri Lanka for an emergency, and I was really sad, but then I remembered to play the Glad Game, so then I was glad because then when I see my father again, it will be a lot better than if I saw him every day. The Glad Game has helped me realize that no matter the circumstances, there is always a good side in everything.
Good, thank you. Now this one, Syoda Jayawardena, 11 years old. Yes. She also will present her essay on Glad Game.
The Glad Game. Pollyanna was a little orphan girl who first spread the joy of the Glad Game to the little town where her aunt lived. The Glad Game is a game that little Pollyanna played to keep herself amused in the unpleasant environment of her auntie, but also to ignore the bad events in her life and to think of the happy events related with the bad events. The glad game is very simple to play. All you have to do is think of something to be glad about under any circumstances. For an example, her father's loss was very devastating and tragic, yet Pollyanna was glad that her father's soul went to heaven and was reunited with her late mother's soul. Playing the glad game can help make our minds more pure by getting rid of the angry and sad thoughts. It can also benefit our mental health because it is a source of happiness and joy. The more you play this game, the more joyful and bright you feel. This will also make an impact on your surroundings while doing mindfulness. Playing this game makes me feel calm, happy and relaxed. Because I know that even in a horrible event, there is still hope. Even though it is hard to think of glad situations in an unpleasant event, it still makes a change in your life. So, whenever you feel upset, just take a moment to think of the little orphan Pollyanna and try to play the glad game. Thero and Saranai.
Theruvan Saranai. So, out of these three essays, who is more apt or opt to call Pollyanna? First or second or third? Of course, second is a boy. Pollyanna is, of course, girl. Which one you understand the best? The first one or the second one or the third? Third. So, that we'll put a nickname to her, Pollyanna. So, in the time to come, anything that you encounter where you can apply the glad game, please take a piece of paper and write it. And present it to Piya Mahatya or Auntie, so they will pass it to me. So, once in a way, the best essays I am going to publish in the Mindful Family flyer, and then we can keep the relationship. So, therefore, I hope the young children will teach their parents also how to play the glad game. And don't play fool in front of children. Then you will get caught up. They will come and teach you, this is not the way to react, this is not the way to assume, and that is not the way to give a good example for the children. And ultimately, whole family, the gladness will be increasing, and it will be more and more conducive for the mindfulness, as she tried to explain towards the end of her essay. So I am really appreciating this kind of response in terms of homework. Yeah, another thing came into my mind, I can't remember. Okay, this is what I try to slowly push into you all. Today, we had about 10 to 15 minutes of sitting. Okay? How many of you managed to breathe with the breath? How many of you can feel the in-breath and out-breath? Can you put the hands up? While you are sitting, you can just feel the in-breath and out-breath. And how many of you can see the difference between the in-breath and out-breath? So can my question is what is the difference between the in-breath feeling and the out-breath feeling? And I invite your comments. Yeah, again you have to put up, raise the hand, and then anyone who can share with us the experience in in-breath feeling and out-breath feeling. Yeah, here, yeah.
feel happy. I feel very happy.
I am asking the difference between in-breath and out-breath. How do you discriminate? How do you eliminate it? The difference between the in-breath and out-breath. Can you see the difference?
Yeah.
What is the difference?
When you're inside, you can concentrate. When you're outside, you like muck around and go into different stuff instead of doing what you're supposed to be doing.
No, I didn't get the difference between in-breath and out-breath.
When you go outside, I'm more complicated.
It's a little difficult for someone to observe and as well as to explain. No, you may shift it to she may try. You may catch it, what he is going to say. Meanwhile, we go to there.
Well, in the out breath, I can know it different from the in breath because in the out breath, I think I release all the energy that my body has built up to, and I release it to make my body feel calmed in the meditation process, like that.
So, due to the tension, you feel the sound of gushing air out.
Yeah. So, before I did the meditation,
yeah.
My body was a bit like energetic,
yeah.
And but with my every single out breath, I felt more relaxed because I was blowing like the energy out and
you feel the
reducing
blow, you feel the gushing air, and then with respect to that, what is the in-breath then?
I think in-breath is building up more energy and out-breath is
releasing.
Yeah.
So, it's a good point. When the in-breath, you feel the pressure increasing, you feel the energy pulling up, and out-breath, this is the releasing, pressure is releasing. Yes. She also may contribute. Yeah, pass the mic please. And some more attribution. One point we made is, in the in-breath, she may raise the hand please. You ready? You raise the hand, otherwise he don't know. And one point made was, in the in-breath I feel building up tension, pressure. And the out-breath I feel releasing, and you may contribute with...
I think when you are breathing out as well, I think also that you feel more relaxed as well, because when you breathe in, I think you feel more tension because you're more full with the air, and then when you're releasing it, you'd probably feel more calm and relaxed.
That means relaxation, the tension start in the in-breath and relaxation start in the out-breath.
Yeah.
So it's another shade of the same thing. Good. Some more ideas? Some more experience? Anyone else? And this is the second question. If I am going to put the third question, no one will answer. You see, when you ring the bell, the big sound comes and slowly reducing. Likewise, out-breath also, very big tension and slowly releasing. Can you see the end of the out-breath? If someone can see the bigger difference between the in-breath and out-breath, it's a very, very big achievement. And then now the task is, go and sit, just wait till the breath happens, and just see what is the difference between the in-breath and out-breath. Don't rush. And whenever you are with in-breath and out-breath, when everything is good and well, just see the reducing, just see the disappearing end of the out-breath. At the end of the out-breath, you are at Nibbana. Do you believe? At the end of the out-breath, it's a full liberation. So just take your seat and try to be with body and see whether breath is appearing and disappearing. Okay. Then after familiarizing or after being acquainted with the breath, just see whether you can see the in-breath versus out-breath. Whenever you can see, after making sure, just see the disappearing part, the dwindling off part or tapering off out-breath is the biggest concentration or biggest mindfulness and utter release. So, thank you for the people, for the children, those who have shared with us. Now we have about 40 minutes, just like yesterday, question and answers. Do you have any questions pertaining to the glad game, or sound of silence, or sitting meditation, or walking meditation, or mindfulness sitting and mindful walking?
What do you think when you're sitting down meditating?
You try to not to think. You try to experience. You try to feel it. You can see in the clip it says, always we are thinking past and the future, other people, other places. So that is we call unmindfulness. Instead we try to keep the mind here and now. It's the opposite of thinking, but we call experiencing. Awareness, diligence, vigilance, mindfulness. So therefore mind is not partial, it is total. So therefore it is not kind of a thinking. The thinking time is called contemplation. This is not contemplation, you just experience it. Yeah. And I hope we have enough chocolates. Yeah.
In the sitting down meditation, why do we put our right hand on top of our left hand?
What do you, in sitting meditation, what do you?
Why do you put your right hand on top of your left hand?
It is not necessary. You can sit something like this. No problem. It's a yoga posture. They think there's a circuit working among the two legs and the circuit working among the two hands. So they are giving energy flows, but it is not much a necessary thing in meditation. You just sit in a comfortable posture. No problem. You just pass it to him, please.
Why do animals think in the present moment?
Why do you think?
Why do animals think in the present moment?
Why do animals think on the present moment? I don't know whether you have here the Pua, the bear, or the Pooh, there's a cartoons they call the bear called Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. Did you? And one day, friend is asking, what is the date today? Winnie the Pooh says, it is today. It is today. He only knows today. He is never worried about the past or the future. So Winnie the Pooh is always in the present moment. I mean, we think so. We don't know Winnie the Pooh. So young children also often in the present moment when they are playing. When you are playing with the playthings, you won't worry about the past, you won't worry about the future, parents, nothing. So that is why all people always where? Either past or future. Never in the present moment. It's a beautiful. That is what we call old age. But the young children, sometimes we can bring it here and train them easier. So therefore we take examples and epithets like children, animals, trees, everything. But we don't know, of course, how and when, what other things animals are thinking. This is just an example. We need the book.
How many precepts do monks do?
How many precepts
do monks do?
Monks do. Yeah. Gone forth, Samanera, they take 10 precepts. It's almost like 10 precepts as a lay people. When you become higher ordination, 227 precepts. For the males, for the females, 312. I am exactly sure a number of precepts are there. But it is a branching out of 5 precepts. Different branching out. But when you boil down, the same 5 precepts. Do you have any idea about becoming a monk?
Pardon?
Do you have any idea about becoming a monk? I mean, it is good.
Does it mean that if you are a non-meditator, you will have a less peaceful life than a meditator?
So after doing lot of meditation, you just look at the world. All are in frustration. You never believe. You think, how can I become the elderly person and get a job and all the kind of thing. Getting a job means full of frustration. Getting education, everything. So therefore now you are fairly in a beautiful age. Even if you are a meditator, it's very difficult to keep the mind in a peaceful, relaxed way. So therefore without meditation, we can wash and clean. But they don't know. You know the bliss? They don't know. So they are in the bliss of ignorance. But the meditators, they know at a time I can be mindful and relaxed. And they know non-meditators do not know. So this is the kind of a eye-opener in mindfulness.
What's the difference between walking and walking meditation?
Walking meditation and sitting meditation.
And walking.
What is the difference between walking meditation and?
Normal walking.
No walking. Normal walking. So it's a very good question, because when we are walking, often we are talking. When we are walking, often we are looking here and there. We don't know we are walking. But in walking meditation, one thing at a time, and that done well, and you try to walk, and that is appear like a meditation practice, spiritual practice, religious practice, and you can understand how difficult. When you try to keep the pace with the left leg than right leg, or walking posture, it is very difficult. But in normal walking, we are not worried about, we are in a task force just to go into that place within that time, and we are walking and talking, and therefore we don't know. So therefore commentators ask, what is the difference between the walking meditative person who is doing walking meditation and a dog? Or and a monkey? No difference. But they don't know. Their attention is somewhere, what is happening, they have no bookkeeping. But the mindful person, when walking, at least he know, I am not mindful. Yeah, understand?
When you're meditating, sometimes people say that you could retrace to your past life. How does that happen? Like, can you explain?
Yeah, it is. Yesterday also the question came. I try to give an intermediate space. The mindful people can remember their lessons, remember their what they listen, what they talk, what they hear, more than unmindful people. That means your retraction to the past is open in the present moment than in the past and the future. So when you go there, you are increasing that capacity more towards the past, if you wish. And the moment it is going to the this life to the last life, that is what you call the past life. So before that you can test, after mindfulness, how much you can remember your yesterday's lesson, or whatever you like to keep it in your mind. And that is what now education ministries and department people try to study. Whenever someone is mindful, their performances in exams are bigger, because chirakatampi chirabhasitampi sarita anusarita. That's the way the Buddha mentioned. What you have, whatever you have done past, and whatever you have mentioned, talk in the past, easily you can remember. That is very lucid, very clear. That indicates that further you can go back.
How can you meditate? How can you meditate in one position?
How can you meditate in?
One position.
We have 4 postures, we call cardinal postures. Sitting, standing, walking, sleeping. And for the beginners, the Buddha often prescribes sitting, because for the sitting posture, no intentional involvement. You can just sit, and there you are just observe the body. So therefore, to keep the body unmoved, keep the body in one posture is a big challenge for the beginner. But it is not a must. What you try to do is, you fix the body first, and then observe, even if it is changing, even if it is slight movements, don't worry, just try to be in the posture. And whenever it is become tensed, difficult, you change it to the walking posture, and again try to be mindful. So therefore, posture means the touching point. Posture means the pressure point. When you sit, what are the points you touch? When you are walking, the left leg is touching, right leg is touching, you try to keep. Once that is achieved, then you can see in sitting posture, in-breath, out-breath happening, rising and falling happening, and heat, cold, stiffness, tension, things are happening. Your question is how to be mindful in the posture. The easy answer is the touching point or pressure point. So if you know your pressure point, that means you are mindful.
How did the Buddha got magical powers?
How do you? What is the question, please?
How did the Buddha got magical powers?
So how do you know that Buddha got the magical power? Do you know? No, that's why. So that it says, as he mentioned, when you keep the mind in the present, so your capacity to recollect the past is increasing. That is, you can see the past. Sometimes future projection, and you can see what is happening in the other person's mind. Likewise, it is expanding. When it is expanding, it is called not scientific but mystics. So therefore, more and more you become aware of your present moment, there are some chances for you to see the out-of-body experiences. Now, earlier they called not scientific, now science itself is testing non-local phenomena. It is they found in quantum physics the non-local phenomena. So that means by predicting one atom here, you can see something happening outside there, completely exactly thing. So therefore it is proven fact in very advanced science also. So therefore first and foremost is be mindful here, and your magical powers will be additional support, additional benefit or byproduct. So Buddha had it only through mindfulness. The mindfulness is the means.
Is it a good or bad thing to have is it a good thing to think of thoughts and feelings when you're meditating?
No, you may just repeat the question, please.
Is it a bad thing to think of thoughts and feelings when you're meditating?
Bad thing, thinking in meditation. I didn't get the question, sorry.
Is it a bad thing? Is it a bad thing to think past thing?
As far as the mindfulness in the present moment is concerned, thinking about the past is a habitual thing. If possible, do away with that. If it is happening, don't worry about that. Don't do it intentionally, don't do it willfully, because as far as you are thinking the past, you are no more mindful.
How can you enjoy the present without thinking about the future?
So that is a question, that is the task, that is the challenge we are putting into you. When you are be here and now with your body, you are pleasurable or unpleasurable. So desirable or undesirable, relaxed or not. When you come and sit comfortably, do you feel relaxed, pleasurable or undesirable, not pleasurable and uncomfortable? How do you feel when you sit and wait?
Good.
Good. So that is the answer for your question.
What if you can't avoid your thoughts in sitting meditation? What if you can't avoid your thoughts in sitting meditation?
But if you can't stop thinking in sitting meditation?
Yeah, about your thought.
Yeah, so the thinking in the present moment is our normal way. So therefore, knowing that we are missing the present moment, missing the bus, the Buddha mentioned, try to be aware of the present, the body. The moment you be aware of the present body, you are no more thinking. No more thinking in the past, no more thinking in the future. So therefore, you can understand when and where body is here and now, you can see the pressure point and sitting. At that moment, it is definitely you are not thinking. And now, once you got the point, your challenge, your task is how many thought moments or how many seconds you can continue to be with the present the posture, so much so you are doing away with the thoughts. That you can experience only if you are mindful regularly. Not only 4 days and go back, but daily you have to try.
How do you keep your mind in one place?
How do you keep your mind?
In one place.
No, that is because your mind is monkey mind. It is jumping. So therefore task is given, how many thought moments you can keep the monkey in one place. So that means the Buddha says, take your body as the place, ask the mind to please come and be here. So that you have to keep the body very comfortable, relax, and then occasionally you can see mind is coming and resting. There is no force, there is no regimentation by which you can bring it. But make the present moment pleasurable, make the present moment relaxed, make the present moment symmetrical, and sometimes mind come and stay. And you are the first person experiencing it.
I have to be a mad monkey now.
Mad monkey.
What are the benefits of walking meditation?
There are 5 classical benefits Buddha has mentioned. Appa bado hoti appa tanko. When you are walking, if you are doing a fair amount of walking, no bodily pain, no heart attack, no cholesterol, no diabetes. Appa bada. Appa tanka, If you are doing walking meditation daily, no frustration, no tension, no panic. So therefore, any person going for the heart attack, cholesterol and diabetes, they say do walking, not the walking meditation, it's called evening walk or jogging. And if you have any kind of a mental situation, they say take a relaxed place and just walk. So therefore, if you do without diabetes, without heart attack, you will be leading a natural, healthy life. Appa badhoti appa tanko. Asite kaite pite sahite samma parinamam gacchanti. Whatever you eat, well digested. If you eat and sleep, indigestion. Instead eat and walk, you can have the good digestion. And adhana kamo hoti padhana kamo. If you wish to walk a long way, something like a hike or night compass march, if you have practiced walking meditation, while the other people are lethargic and dropping, you can continue. And problem like sitting, and if it is uncomfortable and it is challenging, if you have done walking meditation before, then sitting will be comfortable. So likewise there are 5, and whatever the concentration, whatever the mindfulness you earn in walking meditation is durable, not breakable. Not like sitting. Sitting meditation you get up, mindfulness scattered off. But a walking meditation, so therefore when you go to a meditation center, especially in Sri Lanka, they only do sitting meditation. So their meditation practice is not consistent. They have not introduced walking meditation. So walking meditation is the secret for longevity or regularity of your meditative life. Good question. But still one chocolate.
If you're bad-tempered, does it affect your health?
Yeah. Bad tempers means you are disturbing your body. But when you wake up, you become short-tempered. Your imbalance in your action is very famous. So therefore, whenever the Buddha explained about the hatred, that's the root cause for the bad behavior, you are the first person get tortured, burned. Then only you can disturb others. So therefore, torturing, burning is the immediate effect of the bad-tempered person. Not only that, if you are living with a person fanatically bad-tempered, that is infested. All the family members also get infested with the tension. Ultimately, you feel sick. So therefore, if it is possible, live with people, those who are not much with the bad-tempered, and association with them, that is also, the good vibrations also infectious. You feel happy. You got the answer? Okay?
What are the values of being enlightened?
I didn't get you. You may slowly repeat it.
What are the values of being enlightened?
Enlightened, because if you are not enlightened, your life is partial. You know only one side and other part is dark. Enlightenment means you give the equal, that is called equal, evenly suspended attention for anything. Or sometimes it is called choiceless awareness or non-reaction. So therefore, when the events happen, if you are enlightened, you don't run panic or tension, you can just tolerate them. Otherwise, when someone is upset and then is encountered with you, you also become short-tempered and ultimately that is infestation happen. If you are not with the enlightened, if you know the glad game, if you apply, the other partner may be in a tense, but you know how to not to get infested your stream of consciousness. These are the early signs of meditation. It is called equanimity or equipoised mind or unshaken mind. These are the early signs, and enlightenment is the ultimatum of that.
If you do meditation regularly, but still you have bad temper, what do you do?
That means you are bad tempered. Due to your meditation, you know you are bad tempered. That is like a diagnosis. For example, you have leukemia, but you don't know. Then you are not going a therapy, you are not behaving nice, ultimately situation will be aggravated. But when you are in leukemia, if you know it, then the doctors can come, health workers can come, food and everything can be adjusted. So therefore, if you are bad-tempered, if you are not mindful, you don't know. If you are mindful, you know. Now I have a question. Okay? Knowing your bad temper is good or bad?
Bad?
No. Good. Because you have diagnosed. 2 days before we went to the question. Understanding your badness is not bad. You know negative multiplied by negative is positive. Double positive. So that is what we are going to give a mirror to each and every child to see one's own face. Mindfulness is a reflector. When mindful, you know who am I.
When doing meditation, how do you stop yourself from getting different thoughts?
Stop different thoughts. That is why the same question, more and more you with your present posture, less and less you with thoughts. So therefore, by maximizing the thought moments with your posture is the answer for the astray thoughts. So try your best to keep more and more thought moments in the sitting posture, and you may find mind is with less and less with daydreaming, fantasizing, complaining, thinking. So without that, no other any single method on the earth.
In walking meditation, why can't you run?
You can run. Who told you not to run? But if you know, I am not sitting, I am not walking, I am not standing, I am not sleeping, and I know I am running, well and good. I will give any chance, but don't do it because this parquet ground is no good. We have to go outside. What will happen if you go backward in walking meditation?
You bump.
Yes. You will be more mindful or less mindful?
Less mindful.
No, it is opposite. You don't know what is happening, so you are so alert, so vigilant, so mindful. But only thing is you will bump. So if there is no anything to bump, just try walking backward.
In walking meditation, why do you need to walk left, right?
It is to keep the mindfulness intact. Otherwise mind thinking about the past, the future, looking, hearing. So instead if you do by when and where leg is kept, if you know and note it, more binding, more earthing, more fixing. So that is what we use it as a technique.
Does sitting meditation work if you open your eyes?
What if you?
Open your eyes.
No problem. But the thing is, then you have to tackle two things. The sitting posture as well as the visual object. Then the two variables, very difficult to keep, unless otherwise you're a senior meditator. So therefore at the beginning, we cut off seeing, cut off hearing, smelling, tasting, only specializing the touch. But once you little develop, you can introduce while seeing. For example, walking meditation, while see the touch of the leg, eyes are open. Sitting also you can try.
years did Buddha stay for?
How many?
How many years did Buddha stay for?
No.
How many years did Buddha stay for?
Can anyone catch it?
How many years did Buddha stay for?
Yes. Yeah, how many years? Here or in India?
How many years did Buddha stay for?
It says in the book, it says he lived. Yeah.
Did Buddha stay for?
Yeah. So it was 80 years, but he became Buddha at 35. Before that, he was just like you and me. And after becoming Buddha, 45 years. Have you been at that time in India? How do you know?
No.
How do you know?
Because I haven't been there.
No, you have not been there, but during the time of the Buddha, you would have been together with the Buddha. Your past life.
Why did Buddha meditate?
That what the Buddha did, we call meditation. Buddha did not do it as a meditation. He just wanted to see who am I. He just wanted to know what is the reality is. So that technique for the moment we call as meditation.
How long did Buddha meditate?
6 years it indicates, because he renounced the princely life at 29, and enlightenment happened in the 35. So therefore 6 years mentioned in our normal Buddhist scriptures, but according to the whole teaching of the Buddha, he has some past momentum. He has done a lot of meditation in his past life also, but in this life it appears 6 years.
How did Buddha learn to meditate?
That is the same question, but he wanted to learn is, who am I? What the things as they are. So he went on lot of methods. Ultimately the point he learned this thing, we call meditation. He did not meditation as such, but he was a wayfarer, checking who am I, what are the real things are. So when and where we became mindful, that is the path he found, then he prescribed the mindfulness as meditation.
How do you become a monk?
It's a very good question. Is your parents in this audience now?
Yes.
Then I will not answer. If they are not there, so I heard Achandram, when the children programs are there, parents are not allowed. So otherwise I can give an authentic, direct, juicy answer. But the thing is, your parents will not be happy. But anyway, your question is how you became a... Am I correct?
How to become a monk?
How to become a monk? First you have to be meditate. If you become mindful, that is a very good ticket, very good license, very good opening to be a monk. So even as a lay person you can be mindful, and then definitely you will be leading to the solitude life.
Who was Buddha's first teacher?
Since he was the first teacher, he can't understand, because the break-even was a completely radical thing. There were teachers like your Sanjaya, and Alara Kala, Mudra Karama, but they were not culminating. They were not giving the full text. But with everything, he himself became explorer, wayfarer, and his method was not available earlier. Not like the Sunday second class, second-hand knowledge. As far as the second-hand knowledge is concerned, Sanjay was the teacher. And the meditation, Alara Kala, Mudra Karama, Putra. But for his great innovation, he was the first person.
I have a friend who's very bad-tempered. How would I convince her to try meditating?
So that is why I express that in the American system, they say when you are in a classroom, if the teacher is not there, some people are quite bullying other people, irritating other people, teasing other people. Under such circumstances, the teacher is giving a general instruction. When other person is bullying you, teasing you, and irritating you, if you get irritated or disturbed, you are the loser. Your whole effort must be not to lose your temper, but not to get irritated. Don't worry about the other person. So that has been taught for 2 years, daily in the classes. If the other person is irritating you, if the other person is bossy and teasing you, if you get angry, if you get irritated, you are the loser. So glad game is the one. So he is disturbed, now I am not disturbed. So, reason to be glad. So you have to write, projects and homework. One day you will master the game. Then others may come and disturb you. You are not get irritated, but you know the ways and means not to get disturbed, not to react. It is I call shock absorber. You know the shock absorber in the car? Shock absorber, shock absorber. When the one tire is putting into a pit, it gets a shock. But the shock absorber absorbs the shock, but never pass it to the passengers. So the glad game and this thing is a shock absorber. Even the other party is shaken, you are not.
When you're meditating, do you have to keep your back straight, and why?
Otherwise your respiratory system will be disturbed and breathing will be upset. So this thing means your respiratory system is symmetrical. Otherwise if you bend, have you heard snoring in sleeping? That is because they are not symmetrical in sleeping. So snoring, likewise in the breathing also, mindfulness on breathing, the respiratory tract must be straight, as much as possible.
How many hours a day did Buddha meditate?
24 hours and little bit. Maybe, because he was throughout awakened. That is what we call the awakened one. Buddha is called awakened one. Even in the night, he has allocated time. Whenever the whole people sleep, all the other celestial beings and others come and consult the Buddha. So whatever happening, and when he is sleeping, you would have seen the way he is reclining very mindfully.
When did Buddha started teaching children?
I can answer the question. When did Buddha start teaching disciples? At the age of 35. During the time there were some cases, encounters with the children near the Jetavanarama, and that has been recorded, but there is no formal teaching as such. Some encounters and coincidence happened. But you can remember, at the 7th year, he went to his hometown, Kimbulwatpura, and then he took the young Rahula, 7 years old, bring and give it to Venerable Sariputta to teach. And that day onward, the Buddha used to pay a visit to Prince Rahula, not the prince at that time, as a monk, and teaching him. You can see Chula Rahula Vada Sutta, Mahā Rahula Vada Sitta, Ambalattika Rahula Vada Sutta, Buddha going and feeding like spoon feeding. Very simple, easily digestible for the young children. So there were no formalities, but a lot of events are there.
If you get a heart attack, can meditation fix it?
I asked my teacher, he told he has been a meditation master for 40 years, he has never seen death in meditation. So nothing to worry, he says, to meditate. See, he has never seen any person died in sitting posture. Nothing to worry.
How much hours do you meditate? How much hours do you meditate?
How many hours per day? If it is possible, 24 hours and little bit. How many days per hour? How many hours per day?
20.
24.
24.
So you have to meditate, you have to be mindful per day 24 hours and little bit. Because you are too young, that is why little bit enough. You understand? Oh, I will ask this way, how many minutes you meditate each day? So don't start with hours, start with 1 minute a day. Then onward you will start 2 minutes a day, 3 minutes, 4 minutes like.
Are your thoughts different from sitting meditation when you're doing walking meditation?
Better to keep separately, because we are basically keeping the attention on your posture. But many elderly people, other meditators, they say while walking, when the mind becomes mindful, you feel the breath also. While you keep the leg, take it as a byproduct. But whenever possible, keep your attention with the left and the right. This is a very good sign to indicate you are mindful. But that is not the basic or primary objective. You keep the left leg and the right leg. But don't try to push it away. Just let it be there. You keep with the left leg and the right leg.
The posture of sitting meditation, is it a lotus flower, the position of the sitting?
The posture never mentioned, as she mentioned, the Buddha mentioned. Buddha's instruction is keep the upper part straight. So even if you are sitting in a straight back chair or a meditation bench, the lower part, the best is lotus posture. Never mind, that is no problem. But whatever may be comfortable posture, whatever may be symmetrical, whatever may be relaxed, and keep the upper part straight and start. And later, once you become mindful, so when I started in age 26, at that time there was no much of meditation, so when I go there, I am admiring, I'm eagerly waiting to sit in cross-legged posture. But even 1 second I can't be, because it is tension starts. So when I become a monk, I went to my teacher and told, Bhante, I am very happy, I am trying my best to keep the lotus posture, but when you keep the lotus posture, mind is not mindful, it is very tensed. Then it will first be mindful and then go for the perfection of your posture.
What's Buddha's most important lesson?
What the Buddha's?
Most important
lesson. That what you can learn.
Yeah.
Be mindful, mind your own business. Don't worry about the this and that, past and the future. Be mindful and mind your own business. Understand? Can you mind your own business? Yeah. That's called mindfulness. But it is not selfishness. You be mindful.
Really long time ago, before Buddha was a human, what was he a long time ago?
He has explained, before becoming this last age as a human being, he remembered 550 odd past lives. And you can see him as a lion, you can see him as a monkey, you can see him as a cobra, you can see him as a peacock. Many features were there. And there was some human, king, and a monk, farmer, a trader, lot of things. So it's a long history. Today, good question and no chocolates. Anyway, yesterday we had a lot of backlog without much of unanswered questions. So today, I will ask Pia to sum up the whole program, because he is the main culprit. He is the one started everything.
Okay, are you happy? One day is meeting tomorrow. So, what is next then? What you want to do after Bhante left here tomorrow? Then are you going to do the same here, or then I would like to suggest that we create a group called Mindful Kid at Dhammajīva or something like that. So I am talking to the parents also. I think they can help us. Then we can keep all these children in one group, and with the blessing of our Venerable Thero, he is our chief monk here. You know him and he loves you. Then we can meet here once a month, and again we may be able to, I think Bhante Dhammajīva agreed already to connect with you. So we can meet here once a month, and we can connect Bhante through Skype. You know, we got the technology here. Then as a member of the temple's committee, I can offer you all these facilities. You can use this hall, you can use the other multimedia facility here, audio, video, and other things, you know. So that is always, this temple is always here for you. I think I need some feedback from the parents also, what we do next.
Continuation.
What do you think? I think I need help of the parents. Otherwise,
so before the parents, what about the children? Are you happy to continue with this one? And once a month, is it okay? And then I am interrupting Pia, because when I go back, I am going to embark my mindfulness Sri Lankan school project. So I would like to just give, just like Irene auntie. I would like to give a text to the teachers each day, 5 minutes at the assembly, just introduce what does it mean by mindfulness, how to sit, how to walk, how to day-to-day activities, and what is the glad game. School, the Sri Lankan school. And after 1 year kind of an introduction, have you ever participated in the school camps? You know that it is not available in Sri Lanka. It is not. So I am going to introduce school camps, mindfulness, Sri Lankan school camps. And then have this kind of a gathering, and little bit of swimming, little bit of gardening, and little bit of playing, and little bit of hiking, breakneck kind of thing. And for that I will take you as the example, you as the role model. So therefore you have to write on the glad game, sound of silence, and then I will present them, and I will later present their views also. Therefore I take this as a role model. So I am very happy if you can assure me, at least once a month you all are meeting, and whenever possible I also will try to take part. And so far, that is why I just wanted to train Irene Auntie and Pia Mahatya and others, so they will take care and continue. Now you know, little bit of sitting and little bit of walking. I asked Pia Mahatya to start a little garden behind and give each and every kid a small plot and give facilities and start taking about 30 minutes on the gardening. Do you like it? So, good. So you may continue.
Yes, I can add something to it. You know, we got a big garden here, you know, big land. So we can, I think, I can't, this stage I cannot commit, but definitely we can allocate little space. You know, we can maintain a veggie patch. So we can do all this weeding or, you know, planting and getting the yield mindfully. So some people who are living close by, they can take care of that. I think otherwise you have to come to the temple and water it and manure it. Everybody cannot do it, but I suggest some people live close by can maintain it. Others also can see it once a month. We gather here. Yeah, so that way I'll talk to our other people and we'll allocate one place to maintain a veggie patch. Yeah, we can do that. So you can suggest some more things once we meet. And again he mentioned that you can still write some essays on these topics and submit to us. So then we can send it to Bhante. And again for the
each and everyone must bring the message to the parents, so that whole family will be mindful family. If everyone understand the mindfulness and they are practicing, we recognize the whole family as a mindful family, and then Pia will take the list, and we have about 70 odd mindful families, and mindful members are writing essays, and we have books for mindful family members, so we can share with you, and our number will be quickly fast growing up to 200, 300, and I think the biggest hope for the moment in Melbourne. So therefore each and every mindful kid must bring the message to their parents and make them mindful and enlist in the mindful family, and then that also will grow.
Yeah. And again, Bhante, what do you think about creating a forum like, you know, like a blog post, right? Then you know, we got some expert here, IT expert parents. They can create a blog post for the mindful
You may find very difficult. You may find very difficult. All the blogs are reserved. You can't create any name under the mindfulness. Whole world, mindful kids, mindful parents, everything reserved now.
Yeah, we can take the challenge and
so much of interest in the world.
Yeah, I think we will give it to the parents that they can, you know, can take that challenge and create a blog post with mindful kids at Dhammajīva, Australia, or something like that. And then we all can share our work, right? You can write, you can read, you can comment. Yeah, those things can be done.
So I suggested mindful school, and then objection came, it is not available. So we started mindful Sri Lankan schools. So likewise, you don't know the amount of interest for the moment in mindfulness in education circles. So it's very, very common subject now.
Okay, Thero Saranai.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.